Imagine traveling back in time to meet Ramses II, the pharaoh of Egypt who enslaved the Jews. You tell him, "Mighty Pharaoh, I am a visitor from 3,300 years in the future, and I have a message for you." The good news is that there is one nation that has survived these past 33 centuries. The bad news is that it is not your kingdom. "What nation is it?" he asks. "The Hebrews that you enslave will be alive and well," you reply. "Their wisdom and values will have changed the world." Neither Pharaoh nor the Jews would believe you. Ramses II was the leader of the most powerful empire of the ancient world. The oldest reference to Israel, outside the Torah, is on a tablet of stone engraved by Ramses' successor, Pharaoh Merneptah. It writes, "The nation of Israel is laid waste. Their seed is no more." The Egyptians thought that the Jews were finished. How has this tiny, powerless nation survived 3,300 years while the mighty empire of Ramses II began to decline and soon disappear from the pages of history? Ancient Egypt and ancient Israel had two divergent answers to how one can achieve immortality. The Egyptians believed you achieve immortality by building monuments of stone that outlive the sands of time. The nation of Israel understood that immortality has nothing to do with stone monuments. It's through being a godly nation that embodies the eternal values of the Torah that parents engraved on the hearts of their children in each generation. Jews build living monuments by passing down our unique story and mission to the next generation. That is the purpose of the Passover Seder. It is the night families around the world add the next link of the chain to our unfinished story. On Seder night, parents proudly teach their children that it was our Jewish values and tradition which helped shape the world and teach humanity that we are driven by a moral purpose, that we are the first ones who taught the world that human life is sacred and that all are equal before God. On this night, we remember that we are the heirs of those who stood at Mount Sinai, who pledged themselves to live by the truths of the Torah for all time. That we are the descendants of the countless generations of ancestors who, though bitterly tested, remained faithful to their covenant with the Almighty, quite often risking their lives in order to maintain their Jewish identity and values. On this night, we give over our pride to be living in an age in which our nation, ravaged by the worst crime ever to be committed to a people, responded by reviving our ancient homeland, rescuing threatened Jews throughout the world, rebuilding Jerusalem, and proving ourselves courageous in the pursuit of peace. This is the Jewish story that is passed on every year. Each and every child who sits at the Seder is the next link in this chain of our heritage. This Seder night, as you tell over the amazing story of the Jewish people, take a moment to appreciate that you and your family are a part of this miraculous journey, the next chapter of the eternal story of the Jewish people.